Hey y'all, good afternoon, everybody. We already know how this goes, so I'm going to give a couple of people some time to get in the room. Make sure you like as you come in. That's a form of speaking, or you could do it as you leaving. Either one. But we're going to have a conversation, and the conversation is what we will be having. You can see the title as it states. We've been invited, then we was deceived, and now we being denied. Like I said, I'm gonna give a couple of people to come in before I get into it, and then I guess gonna have to catch the replay. Hey Josephine, good afternoon, beautiful. How are you doing on this lovely Saturday? Hope all is well. All is well. Hey Emil, how you doing? Hey K Brown, how you doing? Welcome everyone that's coming in the room. Hello chat, and hello chat. So we falling on in. Hey Miss Whitty, how you doing? Great, grateful afternoon, everyone. We're gonna get it together up in here today. Hey Lakeisha, how you doing? We definitely gonna get it together up in here today. Because people act like they don't understand when something is something. And something is definitely something. And we all see what the something is. So we have all rights to talk about it. Hey, Janita. Grateful afternoon, beautiful. Hope all is well with you. But yeah, we about to get into it because you know Tay can't hold no tea. And y'all know y'all gonna get these sips from me, right? So we about to evaluate this whole situation, baby, because for me, I don't like the wrinkles and the kinkles that's being put in the mix. Hey, Beverly. We gonna call it exactly what it is, and that's just some bullshit. Because see, we was all invited into a situation. We never would have knew of a situation unless we was invited into a situation. And once we were deceived within the situation, now it seems like we supposed to be denied having a opinion on the situation for what it is. Hey, Carisha. Now, my thing is, if a quarter is a quarter, a quarter is a quarter. A quarter is definitely going to be a quarter all day. But when you putting out a certain perception of things and it is a deception of things, then you can't be wrong that people are feeling as if they've been or being deceived. Hey, Diva. Like, I'm confused because the perception that was put out is not what it actually is. And I don't understand why people get mad. See, this has to be a topic. It seems like I'm some all over, but I'm definitely about to bring it around the block, right? You can't get mad at people for being exactly who they are. A person showed us who they is, and they're just continuing to be who we already know that they are. So when people act like they are surprised or still trying to make excuses for a person's behavior, I really don't get it. You cannot make excuses for something that actually is what it is. A person showed us that they were a liar, and now that we know that they are a liar, we can't be wrong for treating them as the liar, the known liar that we know that they are. That's not our fault. And far as the situation, they say that it's been no growth, but growth happened in both ways. People seem to forget that. It can be positive growth or it can be negative growth. And no person can feel like, oh, well, if it's negativity, then there's no growth in negativity. Yes, a person can grow more in the negative aspect as the person that they are rather than taking it to the positive side of the person that they can choose to be. If a person showed us that they are a liar, how can it be mad, or how can people get mad when we actually get on our platforms and call a person out as a liar? We just calling them by the title that we know. That title comes before anything. And to be known as a liar, damn sure is not a good thing. But just being honest would have changed. A person lied about their first situation just as well as they lied about their second situation. They put out the perception in their first situation that they were being mistreated, and then put out in the second situation that they was not being mistreated. Both was a deception, and we were all being deceived by what wasn't the fucking truth. It wasn't the truth that she was fully being mistreated in a situation. They probably had a marriage that wasn't the best, okay? But far as the allegations that was put out, that definitely was not it. Hey, Yakima. So at the end of the day, um, I'm confused. A person lied in the factors of having a good situation with the person that they are in a relationship with. So how can you be mad for them showing you exactly who they is? They gave us a great example. Just this week, this woman put up a whole post about how she wasn't dealing with the person. She also put up a post of how you have to, if people show that they better, um, you have to give them a chance. But then she showed us exactly who she was by putting the TikTok up that she did with the baby, which is the kid. Because I don't find that to be cute at all. You're laughing in the background, but I don't know which annoyed me more, the laugh or the action. Because both was wrong. First of all, you put a child in a situation to be fresh. She was being fresh. I don't agree with that. That's number one. Right? Right? She was definitely being fresh. And you thought that it was funny, but it shows collectively the type of energy that it is when these kids are within a situation between the two. Because let's just evaluate the situation. Just as long as she's been out of her situation, Robert's been out of his situation as well, right? Now, I'm saying this just to make an example of a person that definitely has morals and make it about the children, okay? Because she had this man in her situation since the beginning. We not gonna make it seem like Robert has not possibly been getting some ass or dealing with women, even down to the factors of Miss Season. We see him in Miss Season's relationship. It's on the internet, but we have yet to see Miss Season around his daughter as of yet, because it's just certain things you don't introduce into certain situations that may not be conducive. I may like you right now. Me and you may be vibing right now. Me and you may actually be vibing very good right now. But I don't want to bring my child into a situation to where now, if me and you not speaking today or tomorrow, it's overall effective not only to me because I'm grown. However, I choose to handle a situation, that would be on me. But what about the baby or the child that was brung into the situation that was forced to meet another person that also can have an overall emotional feel, like they can have that causes unnecessary things. If me and you are dating as an adult, that's what we are doing as an adult. Kids don't always need to be brung into adult situations. It don't got to do with the factors of just arguing and fighting and being in those type of situations. Kids also be products of situations that they should not be a part of. Who you dating is your business. Hey, Cancer 66, right, Carisha? Who you dating as your as an adult is your business. Once you bring kids in it, it's a whole different ball game. And that's what we see on one side of the table that we don't see on the other. And most times people try to make it seem like the man be the one that be bringing different women in front of the kids and this, that, and the third. This man gets his kid, he get visitation, and every time he has visitation and he has his kid, you see him and his kid. People saying that he's using her for views or whatever it is, but she still has his undivided attention when she's with him. Is nobody else around. When she's in another situation, she's used also for the factors of being a pawn. If y'all focused on your relationship, why is the child always the focal point of some disrespectful shit? I stand on it. And I'm going to continue to keep talking about the factors of the kids, because that's supposed to be the main priority in a situation. That's supposed to be why we do what it is that we do when we're making decisions for people that cannot make decisions for themselves. They can't be at fault for something that they can't change. How? Then people want to know why they have problems with their kids. Absolutely. You can't bring something in front of a child and then tell them not to do it. That makes no absolute sense, because then your kid is going to look at you as the ultimate hypocrite. They're not going to be looking at it as you're advising them for the best thing, because it's not what you say or only how you say it. It's also how you display things as well. If you saying one thing out your mouth, but your actions is not projecting the same thing that you choose to say, which one you think that a person is going to go off of, baby? Fully your actions. Your words is not going to mean shit. And that's the situation that we have as it is. We know a person for a liar and doing vindictive acts, okay? And when people call you on that, you can't act shocked and appalled in the factor of that, because you're known for doing that. So just because you're coming and you're saying, oh, this is not what it is that I'm doing, your actions is not pursuing the same thing. She thought it was cute that Mosky was up there on that video and telling Jonelle whatever it was that she was telling him, but I took that as ultimately disgusting. Like, this is the interaction that you want us to see between the two people, an adult and a child, after the situation that y'all just got in all week. Make it make sense, baby. Make it make sense. And as long as those things is being covered, it's going to continue to be a situation. They reached out to the sleeping Israelite about the situation, and the only thing he could do is think to pull up a comment that has nothing to do with the situation at all. Like, bro, what does this have to do with your kids? What does this have to do with your kids? Because now the kids are being used as a pawn, as they've been being used the whole damn time, for everybody, not just one party. For the father's behalf and the factors of Brianna's behalf. Because why the hell would you be having your kids or needing your kids to be on the phone to be begging a man to come back that's not even the man that made them? I don't understand that. That's not normal, or that's not okay behavior. It's really not. It's really, really not. And then people want to sit there and attack the factors of the energy that they chose to give to Robert for 2 years. But the proof is in the pudding, and we seeing things for what it is. Why people not giving the same energy to the situation in this case versus the energy that they gave in that case? And in that case, at least the situation was between two adults. It had nothing to do with the child. In this situation, we keep seeing different situations that come up that involves the kids. She not set a good example for her oldest daughter at all, at all, at all. And then when she becomes and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put it out there as what it is and what it should be said as. Not for nothing, she tried to use Desharia against her father when it was good for her to be everything that she knew that Robert didn't want his daughter to be, which was fast, grown, and doing things now on her fucking own, which was the factors of what he was trying to avoid all along. If you understand what I'm saying. Now you have your own daughter that will be that age really soon, and she's growing up underneath the actions of you. What do you think that's going to turn into? You called this young girl out her name. Okay, those children are in danger, very, very much so. And actions definitely speak louder than words. Why we didn't see the kids getting any of this, or wasn't none of this until they were out the situation? That means the only positive person, or the person that had the mature mind state in the situation, was Robert. But God don't bless no mess, because you see the shit that she putting online that's going on in her life versus the things that Robert is putting online that's going on in his life. This man's song was just played on the radio. And that's because he's not being conducive in the blessing of the mess. I'm not all right. Well, fuck it. I already put mess out there. I might as well put more mess out there, because the mess is what gets the attention. Everybody don't like or seek that type of attention just because it's an attention getter. That's right. Good afternoon, Meek Meek. Now, my thing is right and wrong is wrong. You cannot deceive people. And then when it comes to the factors of a person feeling deceived, okay, and giving their feeling on the factors of being deceived, then now they're denied in the factors of being able to do that. When people show you who the fuck they is, you definitely gotta believe them. I don't give a fuck how long you've been in a relationship with a person, what your relationship is to a person. Once a person show you that they're capable of a certain action, you have to accept that action for what it is. You could flip it for what you want, but that don't mean it's actually what you're needing, which is the fucking truth. And the truth will be the truth. The truth not gonna say that, okay, you're gonna like me, but I'm still going to be me, and you have to accept me for what it is that I am, which is the truth. And like I said, some people grow in one way and some people feel that they grow in others. A person can definitely feel like they growing in the factors of negativity because that's what they're getting acknowledgement for. That's what people are serenading them for. Oh yeah, you're so and so, making them feel like they're doing the right thing. So in their mind, it's not negativity. It's exactly who the fuck they are. They're just bringing us their product. It's up to you whether you're going to buy the product or not. You're not forced. Just like when you go into a store, everything that's on the shelf is not there or beneficial to you. But somebody gonna come in that store and pick up something off one of them shelves that's gonna be beneficial to them that you might not need in your life. Some people need lies and deception and weak shit and mess in their life to feel like they have a life. Some people really not with that shit. And they can accept things for what the fuck it is. If you a liar, I accept you for a liar, but don't get mad when I deal with you as a liar. That's like if somebody hurts me, it's up to me to still deal with the person after they hurt me, but I don't have to. I can't be basically judged in either action that I choose to take. If I choose to fuck with a person again after they show me who they are, that's no longer on the person. That's fully on me. I can't blame them because I chose to subject myself to the same thing. Now, if I don't know who a person is and that action is taken, I still can't be put at fault because I did not know. To not know is one thing, but to know and still complete the same action, that is now on you as the person. You can't place blame. And people always place blame because it's easier to blame some shit on somebody else versus taking accountability within yourself. Now, after the situation, why would you have this little girl on camera playing in this man's face or whatever type of whatever you want to say that was? We didn't see two adults being adults. We got to see a child playing in an adult's face. What's different from what the hell we've been talking about? When a person show you who they is, you have to accept, and people got to take this shit into their everyday lives. Sometimes you can't look at other people's situation and just use it as judgment for the other person. Sometimes things come across as a message to help you deal with things that you possibly, hey, sugar, that you possibly could be dealing with in your own life. Right, to show you that there is other ways to handle things. This may be the one way that you can handle this, but if you don't agree with this, then it's also another way that you can handle it as well. And sometimes when you're doing what's best for you in a situation, you got to understand everybody is not going to agree. And if I feel that it's best for me in a situation to not accept the actions in which another person is putting out there, I have that choice. So because I'm a blogger and that person is also on the same line of work that I am in, mind you, they do the creating and I do the opinion, if that's what you want to say. So they do their job and then I come behind and I do mine. That doesn't mean I'm going to agree with everything. And because I don't agree, you can't be mad at me. A person showed me their actions. We was invited. It's not like I forced myself into someone's business. It was pushed upon us. They put it out on the internet so everyone would know, not just me, but at a multiple. Do you understand? So because you invite me in your house and I don't agree with what I see when I get there, now you going to deny me the factors of having an opinion on what it was that I saw? And gonna tell me that I'm a liar because you're lying and my opinion doesn't agree with what you think I should go with? Thank you, Terry. People got this fucked up. This just shows the situation and how far some people will go. Brianna is one, but there's a multiple. It's not even the people that just follow behind the shit that she do. How about the people that we don't know that's not on social media, that these situations play a part every day? And then the only way they do come to the display is once somebody ends up unalived in the situation, or kids end up in a situation, or a situation ends up worse than a situation. Because remember, you only can go off of what people put out there for you to see, right? You can't make up stories. That would be defamation. But if I'm only going off of the things that you put out there for me to see, now I'm giving my judgment off of the information that you gave me. You the person that gave me the information. I did not make it up. Be real within your life, and then things will actually work a little bit better. Nobody is perfect. And when you in a situation with someone as an adult and people are going through situation, it's going to be different types of feelings. One day you may be angry. Hey, Debbie. One day you may be angry. One day you may be hurt. One day you may be disappointed. One day you may miss a person. Like, it's going to be different emotions that you're going to go through. But because you're going through an emotion at the time, that doesn't still block out the action that you put forth while you was going through that emotion. So because you killed somebody while you hurt, that makes it all right. That makes it all right. So if you kill somebody because you're disappointed, that makes it all right. You got a reason for what it is that you did. Everybody gonna always have a reason if they're going off of their own feelings, because you're always going to have a feeling about something, whether it's a good feeling or a bad feeling. You were giving feelings to have feel a feeling. But that doesn't mean other people always are going to agree with the same feeling that you had. And instead of you feeling like you have to change your feelings, you do things to convince people more so, which in the feelings that they are already having. That's ass backwards if you ask me. Hit that like button, baby. Like, that's ass backwards if you ask me. I would rather positive support. I'm just gonna be honest, and I just had this conversation. When you doing something because that's what it is that you choose to do, you're not going off of the actions of other people. That's not something that you can't make those two mix. When I come up here and I do certain videos, I'm not subjecting my catalog only to the factors of what other people want, because then I'm no longer doing what I want to do. I'm doing what other people want me to do. And that should never be the case. You don't stop being who you are for what other people feel that they think you should choose to be. Just because one of my videos may get 100 and something views, and it's me and the kids, and we doing whatever it is that we love to do, and I do a Brianna video and it gets 16K video, 16K views, that don't mean I'm no longer going to do what I love to do, which is the videos with my kids, because it only got 160 something views. That's not the way it goes, because I'm putting who I am out there for those that choose to accept me. And I know that everybody is not going to. So if a person comes for a certain thing and they want to see a certain thing, then of course they're going to go within the area of where I'm discussing that certain thing. They don't want to see me and the kids eating no motherfucking candy. But for those that may enjoy family videos, I'm not going to leave them out just because of what this group of people may love. That's right, Debbie. Tell them to hit that like button. The ones in the bushes, too, I will never know it was you. But we have to be real with ourselves. You can't expect somebody to show you who they is and then take them to be somebody else. That's on you as a person if you think that that's supposed to change people from who they is. If that's the case, we will never have life experiences. Everybody is different for a reason. Just because I choose to live my life and I might choose to follow God and go about things in my godly way doesn't mean that because the next person don't go to church every day and don't choose to serve God the way I do, that doesn't mean that they don't believe in God too. Everybody got a different way of doing things. But when a person show you that the way that they have to go about doing things only starts confusion, then you have to know that that person is the root of the confusion. It is not a delusion. It actually is what it is. It done been multiple people against and in a situation. I wouldn't even say against, but within a situation with this one person. How does it turn out the same way with everybody else within the situation? Hey, Lone Ranger, how? How? Oh, we gonna blame the other people. They wanted something out the situation. You wasn't agreeing with what they was bringing to the situation. No, as long as people have yes men in situations, they be comfortable with those situations. No, hurt my hurt my feelings. Okay, we can't all be the same. It just won't work. Exactly. God made people different for a reason. But for the people that is full of shit, you just have to know that they full of shit. And that's who they is. You are who you are, and they is who they is. But for me, it be the people that be online and trying to, if you choose to agree with that person, I can't be mad at you. I can have my opinion about you, but I can't be mad about you. But how you gonna be mad at me because I feel differently? Because she is the big problem. And it's different problems. You not only a problem on social media. I can understand if you was a problem on social media. Okay, then that's your problem on social media. But you're also a problem within your own home and to the people that you're supposed to care about the most, which is your children, because the actions that you display in your home that you choose to bring to social media don't be good actions at all. We just don't see them adding up. And when the math is not mathing, um, hello, hello. Let me read these comments. We all been here. Hey Nina Edwards, I didn't see you down there, beautiful. We all seen things for what they was, and we calling it for what it is. And for those that choose to disagree, they can disagree, but we definitely have to evaluate the situation of the fact is Bree is not the only one. There's multiple females that create these same actions that would agree with the shit that they see Bree do, which is just a fucking mess. at its best. Because it's one thing if you, it's not even good to be harmful to yourself. But when you being harmful to the people that can't defend themselves and they just forced to be pushed or pulled in either direction that a situation may go, then that shit is for the birds. And the math is definitely not mathing. And one thing that you can say, see, Brianna has her father in her life, but it's not actually projected the way that it should be. He's not being an OG in the situation and giving, hey, DM, and giving a good analogy of the situation for as sitting his daughter down. I'm just gonna be honest. I feel that Robert has an old soul, and even though he was raised without his mom because she went before her time, he still has certain morals that people don't have. And because another person don't choose to fall suit to what this generation is, you cannot prosecute them for the good standing that they have. Robert has his father in his life as well. But we don't see the shit from Robert's father online that we see from Rihanna's father. So that just shows you the difference in the upbringing of the two people. When you see Robert's father, you see a man with his children, no more, no less. Whatever was him and his mother's personal business while they was together, Robert's not in that. He respects his father for his father being his father. Brianna's father is involved with her mess just as much as the situation as we are. There's no knowledge coming into the situation as far as a person playing the father part on some listen. You need to handle all of this mess differently. Bree father seen she was heading down the wrong path. Sure did. But he's also the person that when these cameras shut off and she laying in that bed, not washing her ass for days, not getting dressed, not being a parent and doing the things that she supposed to do. He's the one that said, we ain't doing this shit today, Brianna. We ain't gonna, why you not tell her we not gonna do this shit today, Brianna, before the shit that makes her feel the way that she feel even happens? If you know the root of it, why not go to the root of it and deal with the fucking root? And sometimes a lot of females' issues be daddy issues. And maybe something that she went through or something that she needed from her father is something that she did not get. And she looked for that manliness from the relationships that she get in. And that's why them shits don't go right either. Because if she don't have respect for her father, how is she going to have respect for any other man? How? If she don't got respect for the father that made her. For example, when they was in that car and she got picked up from the precinct, from the little situation of the picture, or however it was presented or put out there. I'm just going to one fact and one fact alone. Why would you and your father be in the car having a conversation, for one, about the action of you putting another man's dick pic out? Oh, excuse my language, but y'all understand, right? Instead of him saying this situation went too far and it shouldn't be where it is, you pumping it up as if your father would have seen Robert on the day that he seen him, he would have beat his ass. But that wasn't the case. So we seen where the fathering took place and didn't take place in the same case. Your father feels that now because I guess you did social media, this, that, and the third or whatever, that he has to be convinced to whatever decision you choose to make because now he's a dependency of you. He was wearing Robert clothes too. But that don't mean he still couldn't have told the fucking truth. But when a person is made to be afraid to tell the truth because of what the action may be after, each one of them grown ass women said, right? I don't think he will ever do that. He co-signs her. Yes, exactly. Because he feels that's what keeps her on his on her. That's what keeps him on her good side. To hear Amora the other day on her live say that Denise don't want to tell this little girl, because she's a little girl compared to this grown ass woman, which even though her father is the age he is, and that's still his little girl. She's still his child. No matter how old she get, her father will still be older than she is. And respect is still supposed to be a virtue. But when you got people trying to be more of a person friend than what it is that they actually need, that's where you have the problems, baby. Why does she even got friends that's 50 something years old? What do they have in common? What level could they possibly be on? At least the people from this better behalf, if you're of age and you're giving your opinion, you're seeing what a young girl is doing that you may not agree with and trying to advise them. But trying to be a young girl's friend in the factors of a situation and not telling her the truth because you feel she may dispose of you, you done lost your rabbit ass mind. And these are the people that also need to take time to heal within themselves. Because as a 50 something year old woman, what are you getting out of a relationship with a person that age if it ain't the factors of schooling? Like, it be deeper than what the situation is. People will want, just because you put frosting on a cake, that don't mean that cake gonna taste good. You just covered the shit up for what was nasty. You put some good shit on top of some nasty shit, and now you think the good shit is supposed to block out that the shit on the bottom is still nasty works. No, you still gonna say, hey, that was some good frosting, but that cake was nasty as shit. You have to call what it is exactly what it is. And as a woman, just because I'm not agreeing with a woman in her actions, that make me I'm confused. I should be able to call my sister out too. And that's what's supposed to make me an actual sister. A op is gonna sit there and watch you fail. Somebody that want better for you is gonna give you the tap on the shoulder, like, wait, I think that probably could be done a different way, or things could be said differently. They're not just going to agree. Denise is a yes man. Yes. Yes, definitely a yes man. And yes man is no good for nobody, because they're going to agree with you just to have substance with you, because being around you is what gives them something of a view within themselves. Other than that, what life would they have? If Denise did not have Brianna in her life, what would Denise have going on in her life? What was Denise doing before Brie? What was half of these bitches doing before Bree? Please answer me. I was still doing the same shit I'm doing right now, talking. Okay. But what was these women doing? And the fact is, before Bree came, what other situations was they in for them to feel or have so much agreement with the situation that's at hand? Something like that doesn't just happen. It comes from somewhere. It has to be something that we relate on to be able to agree. So what could them women possibly relate with Bree other than mess to be on the same page that Bree is on? Denise would have to have issues within herself. Now that's when math start mathing. Okay? Even down to the factors of Dawn, right? And I'm gonna be honest, right? Even when the situation was being displayed and they were saying Dawn was on the other side, and that's bullshit. Because situations happen, that does not mean that we not family no more. And if I called you my family just because a situation erupted, I'm still going to support you as my family until you give me a reason not to. It didn't have nothing to do with the actions of anybody else. It solely had something to do with the actions of Brianna herself. Period. Even when Dawn was involved in that situation, far as me being a blogger, even if I didn't agree with certain things, just because I was covering the factors of Robert, I wasn't going to disrespect his sister on my mission to be able to get my point across. But when a person is willing to hurt anybody within their path, to get to the person that they're trying to hurt, even at the cost of hurting the people that try to support them, that says something. I stood up on your side against my brother, and it had nothing to do with the allegations. Let's just take that out the situation. No matter what nobody said about Dawn, that wasn't her reason for standing on the side of Bree. She did not stand on the side of Bree because she agreed with the shit that Brianna was saying. No, that wasn't what she was supporting. She was supporting Bree as a person, and until Bree realized that she fucked that up within herself. Okay, now I gotta show you that this is who I could have been to you the whole time had I chose to. But don't think that you're going to play in my face because I chose to support a messy ass person, baby. I can love you. I can't change you. She can't change nobody that get into the factors of a relationship, friendship, or fuck shit with that girl is going to be able to change who she is. If a person don't want to change within themselves, it's not happening. But if you choose to stay around them and the factors of them not changing and them not changing affects you as a person and you still choose to be around it, that's you. But anybody that got the fuck on, they got the point. They got the fucking point. Sometimes the women will be hating or hating on your situation, and they will fill your head with a lot of BS. First of all, if a woman first of all, let's just say this: it's some women that live their life through their kids. As sad as it is, we see people push their kids to do things that they was not or did not or feel they didn't have a chance to do within their life. And now they push or force those things off of their kids, or they try to live their life through their kids by being their kids' friend because they don't have it at all. At all. Denise has issues with her daughter. That right. So she probably feel like she getting the relationship with Bree that she's not getting from her own daughter. But why is that the way that it is? Because if this is the same things that you're projecting in the situation with your baby, how could you be conducive to anybody else's baby? That just ain't gonna work right. I respect Dawn because at the end of the day, nigga, I still got a niece in that situation. And I don't give a fuck what her and Robert is going through. I'm still gonna be there for the kids because the kids ain't got shit to do with nothing. And I'm still gonna be the person that I was to everybody in the situation that I've been being until she made me no longer be able to be the person that I've been being. Because one thing I'm not going to be is a creep ass fucking liar. So now, once I'm not agreeing to be a liar like you are, now you got so much problems with me. I'd rather you have a problem with me for me standing on what the fuck I believe in versus people having a problem with me for me doing some weak ass shit that goes against everything that I am. Or me having a problem with myself for that matter, for doing something that goes against everything that I am. You can't make me say something that I'm not sure of. Just because you able to go out here and put fake news and do fake views, that don't mean that everybody else is going to be able to do the same thing too. And that's one thing that separated the real content creators slash bloggers from the fake. You can tell when people doing something just because that's what's being done at the time, versus people actually getting into a situation to do something that they actually want to do, which is share their views on different situations. But if you only came in off of a situation because that was the popular situation at the time, then you're just as fake as the people that we talking about in the situation too. Ain't no goddamn way. I'ma go and I'ma be, oh no. Oh no. Ain't no way the world would have got to see my child on camera with this man the way that they seen her. And her, that was fresh. That was fresh. That was a child not being in a child's place. But you see what it ultimately gave you, because if you allow a child to be grown, that's exactly what they're going to be. But in the factors of the video, we actually got to hear mostly true feelings. Because she said what you need to do is leave. What you need to do is get the fuck up out of here. If she could have used the curse words, she probably would have used the curse words. But as a child, it may be seen as rambling, but no, she was just giving different feelings at one fucking time. And it just was coming out as seen it over all over the place. But the part that was heard that needed to be heard was, nigga, you need to go. You need to go. We all heard that part for sure. Drop down in the comments if you heard that part, like I heard that part, so we don't be accused of making things up. Because you know that's what it be said. Even though we going off of the information that was put out, rather that we was invited to, right? Because for me, I start to be like, I think a person is on some, well, shit. If you think that's something to talk about, look at this. And if you thought that was something to talk about, look at this. I'm starting to think that a person actually like us talking about them. Just the fact is because we're talking about them, regardless of whether it's in a good way or a bad way. I don't see anybody displaying any hate, because hate is a strong thing. And that should never be in a situation when you're working. You should not have personal feelings attached to the job. Just because I'm speaking on you doesn't mean I have personal feelings towards you. I just don't agree with the things that I see you do. So those are the things that I choose to speak on, boo. But other than that, we also have real life situations that seeing another person's actions can reflect on. Who don't know a dizzy bitch in the hood that act just like Brie? I'll wait. She just public. But it's a lot of people out here that been through situations that created some acts as a dizzy winch, and we just didn't get to see it because it wasn't publicized. But that don't mean that people have not done a lot of the same things. That don't make it right. Because the person say, oh, all you older women be out there just hating on me. But hating on you for what? For what? What? For what? I didn't see it. Was it? Yeah, it was on TikTok. It definitely was on TikTok. And she definitely was telling him that he needed to go. Okay. But I'm gonna be doing a video later, so you know I'm gonna put the little clip in there anyway for it to be for show, just for those that possibly did not see. Tay don't mind throwing those little sips in there for you, baby. Because it's not the fact is of just saying something when you have the proof to back it up. People could ramble all damn day, but it's not considered rambling if you actually have the proof to display. You're talking about a real thing. And we're really talking about a real thing. Like the fact is of Dawn playing the part that she played, the part that Kevin played, the part that he played. All of these people were good people until they didn't go according to what another person's plan. Okay, now I'm calling you for you to try to repair my relationship. We cool. Once I see that you can't repair my relationship because it's not ultimate, the decision wasn't on Kevin. Robert still had to want to take a person back, right? So because Robert didn't want to take your ass back, Now his brother ain't shit, ain't never gonna be shit, ain't about shit. And now they wanted you to be within a poly relationship, and that's what they tried to convince Robert of. And because you wasn't with it, wait a minute. You just called this person for advice. Where was that energy beforehand? If I bring my situation to the internet, right? Everybody's not going to perceive it the way I'm putting it out there. Another person has their own choice to take something in the way that they choose to take it in. I can put it out there, but I can't be mad for what somebody take it as. If I'm putting it out there. If I didn't never want nobody to have an opinion on it, then I should have kept the shit to my goddamn self. If I put my personal business on this platform and I go in my comments, and or if I'm online or on my platform and only thing people talking about is my personal business, where would I be fucking like cuckoo for cocoa puffs to not understand why they talking about my personal business if what I've been displaying has been my personal business? That just would not make sense. I think she should apply for SSI before this, because there's some type of dysfunction there. So if a person wasn't being an entrepreneur, what else would they be actually doing? Because knowledge didn't have to be at its best to be able to work in Best Buy. That's just a blue vest. But common sense is not so common when you actually look at the actions that a person is putting forth. For me, it was the live that sis did, and she actually got those fake degrees sitting up on her panel in the living room, baby. So when you start believing your own lies, then yeah, we all fried. If a person believe their own lies, you ain't telling them nothing, no goddamn different. It is what it is at that point in time. You can know the truth, you can argue about the truth, but in they goddamn mind, they done made their truth what the truth actually is, even if it isn't. And that's what is given. We were supposed to all continue to still be on a support breed campaign because this man did some things to her that wasn't, but because we stopped within the factors and we said, oh, no, 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 that don't look like what it is. Now we just a bunch of miserable bitches. A pack of bitches, all types of bitches. We broke bitches, lying bitches, need a man ass bitches, just bitches, bitches. But what we can do and what you could call me is a spot a lie ass bitch. All right, call me that. A spot a lie ass bitch. Period. If I'm gonna be any bitch, I'm gonna be that bitch. And I spotted your lie, bitch. So now don't be mad at me. But the kids, you taking the kids to meet this man in a gas station, but your relationship is so good. Hold up, wait a minute. Are you not allowed to come within a certain amount of feet of this man's establishment, baby? Because even though he may have agreed to disagree, that wife still ain't fucking with you, baby, at all. And if they got kids, right? If the Israelite has kids with his wife, wouldn't that make that Brianna's kids siblings as well? So shouldn't it be some other type of conditions? Wouldn't it need to be some type of relationship there? This is just me, the I uncover your lie ass bitch. Yeah, I'm trying to find out something real quick. I'm asking for a friend. Because if they do got kids in a situation, wouldn't that make them siblings to the kids that would be by Brianna? We've never seen that as a thing. And even if the wife doesn't have any kids with the Israelite, isn't she around the kids once they come into the situation? So for Brianna to say that her kids will never be around somebody that don't like her, I would believe that woman don't like you. And yeah, yeah. I would believe that she don't like you because people know who you are and who you is. And that woman not willing to forgive the shit that she did before all of this Bree Hampton shit came apart or came a part of a situation, because the only thing that stopped you from fucking with her man, the one she married to, right? Is the fact is that you tried to use Robert to make him jealous too. That's the reason why you wanted Robert to adopt your kids, to make him even more jealous. It wasn't even for the fact is because that was the right thing to do. You use men to be jealous tools. They're tools in a situation to you to get over the other situation that you are going through. This man don't want you, so you feel like you're gonna up the ante by thinking that okay, I'm gonna get a better man, and then I'm going to make you jealous with this man. But if the man is telling you that he don't want you, then by you fucking with another dude, ain't you doing exactly what he wants you to do? Which is anything that's going to help you leave him the fuck alone. So for the 6 years that you was with Robert, the only reason, the only one story we heard about the pit bulls and the, right, the pow pows, right, is because this person had no reason to engage. They was not fucking with you that way. So whatever you said did not matter, baby. And if you was with Robert for 6 years, now you was going to be his problem. And now once you out of a relationship with Robert, being that you used Jonelle to try to make Robert jealous, the same shit, now you're Jonelle's problem. Other people could say, oh, or people could say, oh, Jonelle is just a dog. He just treat her so bad. Hello, hello. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna fall for that shit. If y'all can say birds of a feather flock together in every other situation, why can't this be the same situation? You can actually just meet somebody that want just as much smoke as you do, rather than just accept smoke. Because all men is not going to have the same values. Just because I'm not willing to go as hard to disrespect you as you willing to disrespect me, don't mean the next dude that you get in a relationship with is going to give a fuck or be respecting anything. It can definitely be on the flow of, bitch, if you disrespect me, I'm going to disrespect you too. That's it. All men don't have morals. One man might say, you know what, let me get the fuck up out of here for this bitch make me. And then another man might say, this bitch made me. Because he already created the action. It wasn't no in between of no let me leave. It's on some, if you want the smoke, I'm going to give you the smoke. But then don't be mad at the smoke that you choose to get because it created more of a smoke cloud than yours did. A lot of disrespect can go on behind closed doors. People always gonna bring us the disrespect that another person put out, but they won't bring forth the disrespect that they put out within themselves. And we got a perfect example of that when we seen the tapes that a person put out on Robert in the fact is of him being aggressive. You always showed a person in an aggressive state, but you never showed the what made the person aggressive in the first place. We hear what Robert's saying on those tapes, but we don't hear what a person said to make a person feel that way or act that way. But what would be the coincidence that you just turn your camera on once they're in action? It don't go that way. It don't go that way. Jonelle is just young and he really don't give, hence the word, that's his name, right? Jonell X Young, right? He's still mentally young and he just don't give a fuck. If you disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect you. I don't give a fuck about that woman shit, that view shit, or that who you think you is shit. Period. Jonelle gave her the same thing she put out there with BD number one and RH. He put out to her exact whatever energy she gives is the same energy she will receive. Okay? But that goes to show just what you do to one don't mean you're going to be able to do to another, baby. This person maybe have, well, you thought they was accepting it because they had morals to not knock your fucking head off like you actually said that they was doing. But then when you get in a situation that a person don't give a shit about knocking your head off, it is not, it is different. Jonelle just Jonelle, no good, don't care at all. Right, Debbie. but he matches her energy as a man. Jonelle is just Brianna as a man. She's him as a woman, and he's her as a male. Period. Period. If you wanted to know what Brianna would be like as a man, look at Jonelle. If you wanted to know what Jonelle would be as a woman, look at Brianna. They definitely play the other person's accord perfectly. The same shit she brings to a relationship is the same thing that he brings to a relationship. Period. He go put on her for what she did to Rob. Yeah, that's karma. That's karma. When you finally met your match, that will be her karma. Because the same shit that you did to somebody else and they was willing to accept, now you finally meet your match with somebody that don't give a fuck about none of that. They don't care about embarrassing you. They don't give a fuck about what you hold dear to you, if that's what you want to say, which is your kids. They don't give a fuck about your business. They don't care about none of that. If you disrespect them, then that's what you're gonna get. And even down to the factors of you accepting disrespect, you ain't even giving. Because for a person to be a chronic cheater or a cheater, or you accepting the things that you accept, talking about he paid $100 for head, we already see $100 for head. Oh no. So your man in a relationship with you, and he going to pay $100 for some spits from somebody else, and that's okay with you? Oh hell no. Oh hell no. Well, it's all right because you know I've done my shit too. You paid $100 for some head too? I'm confused. What are we talking about here? That shows the value and it makes it loud and fucking clear. Nobody's no smarter than the next person in the situation to be able to give any type of knowledge to another person about their behavior. In the situation with Robert, it didn't work that way because he was the one who had the morals and the intelligence to not let things go as far as some things could have been. But once he could not tolerate it no more and he decided to go, a person thought that they was going to ruin him for sure. But the same table you prepare for somebody else, God will definitely give you that table for yourself. What was meant for him was never supposed to be possibly what you involved. You talked about his music and all of these other things. He not with you no more. Now his music being played on the radio and all type of things, and he got a different type of glow. Because sometimes your blessings is just your blessings, and you won't receive your blessings with certain people around. So God will move them people around so you are able to receive what he put in place for you, baby. It wasn't meant for them. And Bree was not a part of the blessing, even though he might have loved her. And we not gonna say he didn't, because he possibly did. But he didn't love her enough to continue to take the shit that came with her. No, because at some point that's what people problem be. I've also been I've been guilty of circumstance myself, baby. When you pouring more love into people than you pouring into yourself. At some point he had to love himself. If he see that this person is not loving him, then he gonna do himself the disservice by not loving him either and staying within a situation that he knows can go no good. So fuck it, I'm gonna wait for the situation to go no good before, and it's already no good. So if it could get any worse than this, I don't want to be a part of it when that's where it gets. So because I choose to retreat, now you're gonna try to basically bury my name and make it seem like I'm the enemy. But God knows the truth. And as long as the man upstairs knows the truth, he will prevail you. So everybody says shit for months. Why Robert silent? He don't think he should have no. I don't have to say a damn thing because another person's actions is going to prove everything that I would be saying. So instead of wasting my breath, I'd rather let people see for themselves. And as far as what's for me, it's still going to be for me. It wasn't meant what you was with this person to see whether their music was going to get. It wasn't meant for you to enjoy, and you got just what you needed to get out of the situation. To tell your truth, we don't believe none of Robert blessings. To tell you the truth, Bree don't deserve none. 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 And God made sure of that. Because he made sure she was moved around before he put that blessing out there for it to be gotten. Oh no, I'll make sure that all of the bad is removed from you before I give what I feel that is deserving of you. Those people are not meant to be, and they should not be a part of the blessing. And it's just bad that the kids had to be a part of the losing out because he was the smart one in the situation. How them kids even got the pages that they got on the internet? He was the person that was trying to be an asset instead of a liability. Robert will always say, God got me. And he still say that to today. And at the end of the day, that's been the most truthful thing on display. Because God has to have this man in order for him to go through the things that he's been through and still stand as strong as he do. And that's because you know when you've done nothing wrong, shouldn't nothing be do you understand what I'm saying? He didn't do nothing wrong, and he knew that he stood for what was right. So I don't have to sit there and prove something to people that I know is not true. No matter what I say, no matter what he said, no matter even the receipts that came out, people still go against it. So why the fuck I'm going to waste my time on that rather than just moving forward? I'd rather just move forward. And whatever you think, you're going to think anyway, because me changing your thoughts is not going to do nothing but waste my time, baby. Make sure y'all hit that like button for your girl Tay. Happy Saturday for those that came into the building. If I did not speak, make sure you share this video for the algorithm, baby. And make sure you stay real, okay? And not real in other people's eyes, but really real to yourself. Because being real to everybody else, it's not as accountable as being real to yourself first. Because if you can't be real with yourself, you damn sure can't be real with nobody else. And if the people that you place yourself around is what you think makes you a real person, then you already fell. A lot of people need the help. Hey, Kimberly. Ain't no healing in this situation. Mind you, while we watching another person cause their own demise, we're actually watching another person heal right before our eyes. Because even though Robert went through a bad situation, he's still healing by moving forward. Another person is still sitting within the same mess that they've been sitting in the whole time that they've been sitting in it. Ain't nothing no different. Only thing that changed is the name change. And I just know that Robert probably look at the shit that he see online and just be happy he got out. Cause nigga, that he like shit, that could have been me. Now everybody get to see the crazy shit that I've been seeing. That at some point in time, I wasn't willing to ruin my brand over. Other people might have came to try to ruin my brand, but I wasn't gonna ruin my brand myself. I told Jonell that Bree gonna play with him with his kid like they played with Robert. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. What a person is known to do is what they will always do. She took her kids away from the first baby daddy because she thought that was going to be effective too. Now, me personally, I've always tried to work on the co-parenting thing. I'm not going to use a child as a pawn. Now, if you physically do something or verbally do something to affect that child within yourself, I can't be in control of that. Now you have caused those actions on within yourself and they have to be dealt with within you. But to just be miserable and think that no, because by you using a child, right? I don't understand this and I will never understand this. And I don't even understand why it be put out there, right? Because if a motherfucker don't want you, right? Why are you chasing a person down that is letting you know they don't want you? I wouldn't want to be in a situation with a person that physically, emotionally, and verbally let me know that they don't want me. Like, what fun would that be in a relationship? You would spend every day knowing that a person is not there because that's where they choose to be. And if I'm going to be with somebody, I want to be with somebody that equally wants to be with me. I'm not going to get mad and spend more time trying to make this person's life a living hell because they don't want to be with me when I'm wasting time on actually getting closer to a person that can be with me and accept me for who the fuck I am. If I'm just bringing more drama into the last situation, that means mentally I'm still stuck within that situation. Once a person lets you know that they don't want you, what the fuck is the point? Now, if you do something to my kids, that's something different. That ain't got nothing to do with me not wanting you. That's just fully fuck you. That's a whole difference. Two different type of things. But just because now I forgive you, that don't mean, and that's where women go wrong. Oh, because you mad at a situation with a man, now you mad and the kids is mad, that like you using the kids to be mad. But now that you not mad no more, now you gonna take the kids back into the situation like nothing never happened. No, fuck that. If a person was able to say something out their face about your kid or show you certain actions towards your kid, then believe them. Ain't no excuse. Oh, I only did that because I was mad at you. So you was able to hurt my kid, say some hurtful shit to my kid, or do some hurtful shit to my kid because of how you felt towards their mother. Nigga, nah, I can't trust you around mines no more. Because now you showed me who the fuck you are. And now that's what it is. I don't give a fuck how mad you get or what you say it was. I know what it ain't and what it is. I wonder why Jonell haven't addressed the allegations. I guess he figured if he doesn't respond, people will just move to the next subject. No, I'm still wondering why the fuck he ain't announced this baby the way she did. He still ain't put on his page, I'm going to be a father. Like that has not even been acknowledged. Whereas another person has a whole registry for a blood clot already, baby. That I'm pregnant. I took two. So the enthusiasticness that we see in one is not what we see in the other. It seems like it's the same situation that has played a part in every other situation. A person only brought this situation to the forefront to try to save face in the situation for what it is. A done deal. A done deal. A done deal. Okay, because if you try to put out the example or have people believe that this relationship was anything better than your last relationship, you failed but miserably, miserably, miserably. And that's why I say we got to evaluate the situations here. The first thing somebody did was take Robert Kidd around another man. Robert done got his whistle wet, okay? He got misseasoned that he's around all the time. But when you see him with his daughter, who else do you see other than the camper, baby? You tell me that. So somebody cares more about what affects the child than the other person do. And that's put on the screen for you to see too. When you see Mosky on camera, it's with Jarnell or doing something that's not productive to her. It ain't her mother teaching her like books before boys because boys bring babies, the seven B's, or even math or reading, baby. Either she got her doing some fresh ass TikTok, okay, or she got her in the video with this goddamn cockhead. Period. Later, Debbie. To tell you the truth, we don't deserve. Yeah, she don't, and she don't. That was one of the comments. She do not or did not deserve none of that man blessings. Now that's why she could go to fuckhead. And she's going to deal with a lot. If we think that this is something, and then people talk about, oh, the stuff that we put out, is this about the kids? Then we not doing nothing. No, no, that I disagree with. Because if you sweep things under the rug, you can't expect it to get the help that it needs. But if you bring things to the surface, you make it to where it has no choice but to be dealt with, baby. Why are we sweeping something under the rug that we all can physically see? I'm not going to play blind for nobody. I'm not. Shit, that's why I got glasses. Shit. My eyes already be doing their own thing on their own time. I'm not going to make them do their own thing on time that I'm actually on. I seen what it is. I see what it is. And productively as a woman, you can go through some hardship, but let some things change you in the person that you was versus letting it make you the person that you is. It's easy to be bitter. Being bitter is not hard. It is not. Being negative is not hard. Now, showing something different definitely is. But if it's not in you to do that, it can't be forced. Just like Amora said, oh, I would have been, we all been saying I would have been getting rich with my kids, making different videos with my kids, making that a force to be reckoned with. But if that's not your focus, that's not what it's going. And that's on period. But like I said, that's why I came to do this live, to evaluate the factors of, you can't be mad at people that show you who they are. You only or can ultimately believe them. That's it. We know a person to be a liar. So when we hear a lie or see a lie, you can't be amazed at the lie because you know that's what they do. Lie. She lied about being treated good and she lied about being treated bad. What what was the confusion in the situation? Hey Crenshaw, what's the confusion? Now if you choose to not believe what it is that you see and make it into something else, then that's fully on you, baby. Hey Brenda, that's fully on you. But if you don't agree with what it is that I agree with, and I'm not saying you forced to agree with what I agree with, but how you gonna be mad at me because I don't agree? That's not the way things go, baby. Advise the person over there, like, hey, look, you know what? This is not a good image for you. This is not a good look. Like, don't be a Denise. Please don't be a Denise. That is not a friend. That's not a concubine. That's not somebody that you should have around you at no time. Because if at the end of the day, a person is a yes man, they're not going to be there for the betterment of you. They're only there for the loneliness of them. If she's not around Bree, who the fuck else she got to be around? She ain't even around her own kids and involved in their situations the way she involved in Bree's. Let's talk about it, baby. And all of these people that was involved in the situation, once they wasn't in the situation no more, then they had a deflect. Oh, this person broke. This person homeless. This person is this. This person is that. Well, what this person do know now, if they didn't know then, is the facts about the person that they are dealing with. And they just came to see the same thing that everybody else was saying, baby. Ooh, this cinnamon roll is good, y'all. You got to be able to evaluate situations. And a lot of times people don't have discernment in situations. They'll be naive to situations. So instead of having discernment, they'll be naive and go in being no, no. Mm-mm. 9 times out of 10, if your mind trigger you to say some shit ain't right, then 9 times out of 10, some shit ain't right. And the only thing that they agree with over there on those sides is the fact is that Bree is a pretty face. That's okay. Hey Michelle, you can be a pretty face, but if your insides is ugly, then you're only gonna be able to show ugliness. That's it. Ain't nobody worried about a person's looks in this situation at all. Mm-mm. It's fully and totally about another person's actions. I'm about to finish editing this video, y'all, so I could put it up for y'all to see because things be beyond me. I might get back on live a little bit later, but I definitely came through to evaluate some situations to definitely put it out there. So while I'm live, well, while I'm watching somebody else's live, because I'm gonna see who live once I get off live. I appreciate y'all coming through to my live. I understand where Amara was coming from. However, do you think she should have reported that to the police instead of YouTube due to the possible retaliation from the alleged abuser? Honestly, I don't think Amara gave a shit about the retaliation of Jarnell or whoever else. But I don't think that that situation was done for the right reasons or in the right way either. Because if you knew that these kids was dealing with this or a part of dealing with this, and you know that you didn't agree with this even when it wasn't on the factors of everybody else knowing, how could you still be in a part of something that you know is wrong until now you and another person fall out? If Bree never told a person to mind their motherfucking business for whatever reason, would the information that we heard come from Amara's mouth to our ears? Would it have ever happened? Would it have ever came out? Or if she was cool with this person, would she still be covering up the things that she even know or knew? And could there be more too? Because people only gonna tell you what they want to. That don't mean they telling you everything. And if you doing something and it's not of no malice, then you're gonna be doing it just because you actually don't believe in it. And we would have heard Amara saying fuck Bree before we heard Bree saying fuck Amora, baby, because Amora would have been standing up for something that she didn't believe in, which was the factors of them kids being mistreated. And if that is the case, and that's what you say, then it just seems kind of whack on your part, baby, because it seemed like now you only doing something to spite another person versus it seeming like you doing it for all the right reasons. Because all the right reasons would have been for the factors of the saving of the children, not the factors of saving face of a friendship. Because with all the things that Bree did that you didn't agree with, you still stuck around. You might have talked about her to other people. You understand? You may have talked about her to other people or talked about the situation to other people, but you still was able to do the things that you was able to do, still knowing the things that you knew. So she's just as guilty. Because has something happened to those kids that is more than what's happening now, what you gonna say? Oh my God, I could have said something. I knew if I would have just said something, maybe I could have avoided this. You see? So that can work both ways. That's because the adult in the situation was but hurt. People just act like they care about the kids to use it as a reference. See you later. People just use it as a reference. They'll say, "Oh, I'm saying this because I don't like what's going on over there with them kids." Man, ain't you telling us more about what was going on with the kids when you was over there? So that means that you knew more than what we knew. We just knew what we knew because we felt that's what it is. You actually have proof of what it was and was willing to still stand behind it and push the false narrative as if it was not true when it was. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even down to the factors of collectively trying to put a picture together to blame something on an innocent man. How could you say anything was for those children? I understand where Mara was coming from. However, do you think she should have right? Mm-mm. Seriously, she's just as guilty. Hmm. If I know that something is this, that, and the third, and I could avoid it before it happens, and I choose not to put the avoid in, then that's on me. That's guilt that I got to deal with. But if I'm only doing something because another person made me feel or made me feel a certain type of way, then it can't say that it actually came from the heart. She's not speaking on this situation because she actually knows that Jonelle is an abuser. She been knew that Jonelle was a fucking abuser. She's just speaking on this situation now to have a reason. She could have been spoke on the situation, right? But what you do and what you say can and will be used against you, baby. So you got to be careful of how you present certain things because certain things can be perceived a certain type of way. So a person gave it some time because ultimately, if they would have spoke when the situation first happened, it would have been ultimately just looked at as a person was saying what they were saying, just because they was mad at Bree. So they, hey Teresa. So they tried to make it seem like that wasn't the case. So making it seem like now you have an opinion because of Jarnell, something that you already knew. If that's the case, you knew. You knew, other people knew, she knew, they knew. We allegedly knew. We thought we knew. We had an idea. You just made it loud and clear of that. Yeah, I knew what the fuck was going on. So now you want props because you knew what the fuck was going on and making it seem like you was coming out against an abuser, but you just like an abuser too. If you sitting there knowing that there's abuse being put forth and you're continuing it just to keep a friendship with another person. That's weak shit. See? Weak is good with weak. Weak shit gonna be weak shit, and you always gonna get weak shit from weak people. And those people stay doing some weak shit because they some weak ass people. So when we dealing with them, it's always gonna be weak. It's never going to be at a level of some real shit. Never, 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 never. If it wasn't for Bree, we wouldn't know who the fuck Jonell is. So I don't know what he want us to believe. And if he gonna sit there and tell Bree you ain't gonna be shit without me, then we already see the type of people that she dealing with, baby. How the fuck could a person not be? How could you not be shit without another person when you the reason that they everything that they is? And the only reason anybody knows who the fuck they is in the first place. But you can't bite the hand that feeds you. And you never gave respect to the person that made you who you was either. So how you gonna get at another person for not showing you the respect that you didn't show somebody else in your situation? Robert brought you to the world, and you're the reason. He's the reason that everybody know who you is. But you want Jonell to respect you because you the person that brought him to the world and let everybody know who the fuck he is. And it went the same way in both situations. Robert brought you to the world. You ended up being a piece of shit. You brung Jonell to the world. He ended up being a piece of shit. In both situations, people did not give the respect that should have been given. You didn't give Robert the respect that should have been given to him for putting you in the position that you was in or are in. And Jonell is never going to give you the respect that you deserve or that you feel you deserve for putting him in the situation that he's in or the situation that he is in. Because some people feel like that thing called entitlement. Some people feel like they entitled to the shit that they get. It's never a given. You're not doing this because you choose to do this for me. You doing this because you ultimately have to do this to me. I mean, for me, or you owe this to me. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Don't let them fool you, because people always gonna get ahead of themselves. K you never follow wrong over right. The saddest part is if she wasn't kicked out, she would have never stepped forth with the truth. I'm telling you that. If Robert did not never say, I live in New York, y'all hear the motorcycles, right? But if Robert did never say to that woman, did you see how it crushed her when he said he has not been happy for the last couple of years? For a woman, that's very hurtful to hear. And nobody likes rejection or deal with rejection very well. So when you have a person in your face telling you, listen, I'm not happy here, don't want to be here no more, and I think I'm ready to let all of this go, that's going to be hurtful to a person that feels that they are all of that and more. Rejection is everything. So now she had to put out the perception, not he's leaving her because he don't want to be with her no more, but they not together no more because a tragedy took place. Something bad happened. That's a form of Munchausen disease. Just wanting people to feel sorry for you or receive the sympathy of something always going on with you when you are the cause of your own problems. Some people just are attention seekers. Let's just call it what it is. Attention seeking. Okay. Some people are attention needers. Okay. Even in a situation, if you have certain insecurities, you can't be with somebody that has confidence within themselves, because it's always going to be a trigger to your insecurities because they confident you're going to feel. Now, I'm not saying at no point in time Robert probably wasn't conversing or talking to women. Who the fuck am I to say that? I wasn't there when they was bowling in the gym. But if you already thinking that a person is doing something and got made up in your mind that a person is doing something, even at times when they possibly not, it's going to already come off that way as they is, because that's already what you're thinking. It's guilt. Yeah. Entitlement. She feels entitled. She feel that she got where she at because she was that that's what she was, that's what it was supposed to be. There's no thanks to Robert that you would never give Brianna, other than that recording that we have, for her to ever say again that she has what she has because of the relationship that she was in. No, somebody done convinced her that she got what she got because of the person that she is. And if this is the type of shit that you get for being the person that you is, I'm gonna have to beg to differ on that one. Because you didn't come to the table with what you got. You was given it. You was definitely given it. I love talking to y'all. I'm telling you, because I was supposed to be editing a video, but I said no. Let me go live and talk to my people for a few to see if they feel the same way I do. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I seen that video pop up in my timeline, it kind of made me feel a certain type of way, because a baby is a baby, and they supposed to be about purity. And Mosky is supposed to be pure at this point. And I don't like the fact that everybody use her as an outlet to get their shit off with somebody else. It's crazy. But your girl Tay is definitely about to get out of here. If you did not drink your water, please drink some water. I've been forgetting to write it on my community board because I was kind of busy. My baby graduated yesterday. So that's the reason why I ain't dropped nothing for y'all. I ain't do no videos, no shorts. I ain't go live. I was out. Well, I did go live while I was at the graduation, just to bring y'all into my situation for a situation. But other than that, I didn't drop any content. So today I'm definitely going to be getting back to that. So I hope y'all look out for that. Tay loves you if nobody else told you that today. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Love is love. You see, don't be deceived by what people want you to believe. You have your own function in mind. Use it, baby.